Hello. I always feel a lot of energy moving in the beginning of these videos. Like a part of me is like, holy fuck, we're doing this thing again. It's like, wait, what are we doing? We don't know. We don't know what we're doing. Look at that rope swing. It swings across a little stream of water. Part of my brain was like trying to find a spiritual analogy for that. How can I relate a rope swing to spiritual awakening? Give it your best shot in the comments. I'm sure there's something really easy there. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on and say hello. I think I just wanted to let nature show off today too. It's becoming really beautiful here on this ranch I live on in Southern California. Yeah, it's getting really green and lush, and I think I just wanted to find a park in a nice spot for you all and just kind of let you all soak in some greenness, some nature vibes. Maybe one of these days I'll make a little ranch, like what is that, MTV Cribs? It'll be like my own version of that, but it'll just be like all the nature that I live in. I live in a cabin, literally in the middle of a 500-acre ranch, and then the ranch merges into BLM land. So I feel like I have this whole place to myself too. There's like no one here. There's just a lot of cabins. I don't know about a lot, but there's some cabins around and they're mostly unrented. And then the people who own it, they live, off a ways. So yeah, it's very bizarre. It's like God's like, here, I'm gonna bring you to heaven because you're going through such hell internally. We're gonna balance the scales. As I literally getting some chills saying that. It's like, I literally got dropped into like some heaven realm of existence, like on earth, while internally it's just been pure hell. And so it has been really interesting, like just literally giving myself to this land, just letting it, do as much of the healing for me as possible. And that was actually, Craig was taking me through a guided meditation in our last session. And that's what he brought through actually at the end. He was like, just let earth do this for you. Just give it all to earth. And so I can actually feel my root chakra right now, just planted on earth, and how good that feels. Just letting earth, heal me. Yeah, speaking of, I created I feel like it's a really powerful clearing and letting go guided meditation that's going up on Patreon later today. And it actually, what came through in that was just a lot of being held by earth, and there was also some deep heart healing. So yeah, it's been really, really nice to be here at this time in my journey. And that's what it's been like. I just feel like I've been releasing a lot of hell from my body. And I feel like I've been coming back into my body more fully. Sometimes it's not until we start coming back into our body and start coming back to ourselves that we realize like how far lost we were. How far pulled into delusion that we were. And so I remember in this morning's meditation, there was I think like a moment or an extended moment, maybe a minute or so, where I was starting to actually feel good in my body. I had this sense of like, wow, this actually feels good. I'm feeling good in my body. And I literally couldn't remember the last time I had felt good in my body. I was like, was it 2 months ago? You know, who knows? Who knows? It's been that kind of process for me recently where I just haven't felt good in my body for God knows how long. And I think with just the purity of life I've been living here, the simplicity of life, connecting to nature, meditation, showing up, continuing to show up even when I'm in the depths of hell, and just speaking the truth, continuing to speak the truth, and owning the darkness within me. It's like there's nothing like speaking the truth that casts out darkness from your energy field. It's like if you're feeling like there's so much darkness in your energy field, experiment with speaking the truth and see if that doesn't purify your being and your field. And eventually we just get sick of being in all of this. We just get sick of it, and we're just ready to start owning the darkness, owning our shadow, speaking the truth. And that's when actually stuff starts to alchemize and move. You know, I made another Patreon video that's coming out day after tomorrow, all about how some darkness forces you to come into your strength, your masculine strength, in a new way. It's like every darkness is sent to us to teach us a different lesson. And I feel like the darkness that I've been encountering has been a huge catalyst in helping me connect to my masculine strength, in helping me to stand in truth, and to not succumb, and to not give my power away to my own shadow or to any type of external darkness. Yeah. I was talking to Craig about that a little bit, about how it's been feeling true for me with this darkness that's been afflicting me to just kind of, in a way, stand up to it and to just stand in my power. And I was like, I guess that's kind of resisting it. And he was like, no, that's not resisting it. It's like, that's standing for what's true for you. And that resonated so deeply. It's like, yeah, some darkness comes into our life and it's meant to teach us how to take the shape of defeat, how to take the shape of just completely all the way defeated, you know, and it's showing us how to go into that somatic shape. And then other darkness comes into our life and it's trying to show us how strong we are. It's trying to it's trying to teach us the opposite. It's like trying to teach us like straight up and down strength. Getting chills saying that. And it's like an intuitive dance and movement that you learn with whatever, as an alchemist, with whatever's coming into your life. It's like, okay, this energy is trying to teach me kind of how to cultivate this kind of gift, or this kind of it's trying to teach me how to do this kind of thing or whatever. And so, yeah, I feel like the darkness that's come into my life most recently has been really helping me to find a strength in myself that didn't exist prior to it coming into my life. Like, I've had to find a new depth of strength to be with what I've been asked to be with for this last, I don't know, month or month and a half. I don't really even know. But to continue to show up and to continue to live my truth, I've had to connect to this strength that is something I didn't have access to before. So darkness always comes in to teach you something, or to take you deeper, or to unlock gifts that you didn't have, like I said, access to before. And I think I'm unlocking this new gift of strength, of power. And then sometimes darkness comes in and it teaches us this gift of how to surrender deeper in a more feminine way, you could say. And it's just kind of listening to life. Life always is going to be informing you in every moment about how to respond to what you're experiencing. And it's more I've learned not asking like, what do we want from life? I think this is an Eckhart Tolle quote that I read. It's like, not what do we want from life, but what is life asking from us? You know, what is life wanting from us? And I could feel how life has been wanting me to just stay in my power with this and not give into it. And to just keep walking forward upright in my truth. And to show myself that I can do that. Like yesterday, this energy was so heavy and so dense, and it was just pulling me down. But I just kept upright. I made like, I don't know, 3 videos yesterday. Did a bunch of like Patreon promotional write-ups. Was in a session with a client and just felt so much power coming through. And it's like not me. That's not me. It's like all credit to the divine, obviously. But this is what can happen when you start living in a way that you're doing what life is asking of you. It's like you're going to start to feel more support. And I just felt, as I stayed in my power and I didn't succumb to the heaviness or the darkness, I just felt how it was dissolving and how I was just growing stronger. And I realized, like, oh my God, I am stronger than this darkness, than this heaviness. And there was one point yesterday where I was this close to succumbing to it. I was like just gonna give into it, and something in me said, this doesn't feel true. And I just remember I remember feeling this internally, like I'm just gonna allow life to do whatever it wants. I'm gonna allow the divine to live me in this moment, and I'm gonna let it decide how to move with this darkness, whether I kind of give into it and go into that shape, or if I continue to stand up straight. And I just, and what happened in that moment is the divine I felt like the divine came into me, and it just like, so many chills saying that. And I just felt this like new power come online, like, whoa, like, holy fuck, I can stand up straight even in this immense darkness. And it's like, that was a test. It felt like a test that life was bringing to me. Like, will he wilt here, or will he find some kind of deeper strength and trust and allow his divine nature to come online more fully so that he can stay in his power? And it was like a split second where I made this a kind of a new choice. This choice point has never been available to me with the kind of darkness that was afflicting me yesterday. This new choice point came in, like, oh my God, I can actually keep standing up to this in this moment. I'm strong enough to not break down and crumble. And if we have to break down and crumble, we embrace ourselves there, and that's its own path, and you'll find your way back. I'm not saying let's not get carried away, but I found this new choice point. It was like this new capacity of strength awakened in my being through like making the choice to continue to stand up straight. But even having the choice was something new for me. But once the choice was there and I turned towards strength, it was like it just unlocked a new dimension of strength in my being and my energy field and my gut. And I felt my belly just went into like this Buddha belly. It was just like, boom. I was like, holy fuck. My belly I don't know if it's ever felt so open. And I was just like, whoa, this power is here. This power is here that can outlast any darkness. And I was like, this is fucking amazing. And it was like the divine was living me in that moment. Like I said, no credit to me or anything, but it's like, it was a fascinating experience. And it's been with me still. And every moment that I feel like crumbling to the darkness, I just go, I'm just gonna allow the divine here to stand up straight for me. It's an effortless power. It's an effortless strength. It's in all of us. It's like almost like I've been in one of those Rocky fights with this darkness that I've been encountering over the last however long. You know how Rocky's just getting the shit kicked out of him, and you're like, holy fuck, how is he taking this much of a beating? He should be out. But eventually Rocky like finds an inner strength, you know? He finds this inner will, this inner power, and he comes back and defeats whoever the hell he's fighting. And I feel like that's the process I've gone through. And Rocky emerges victorious in the end, better off because of that fight, better off because of the war he just went through. It's like because of that war, Rocky discovered a new depth and a new level of strength and power. He learned about himself in a deeper way, like he got to find out who he really is. And that's what happens when we go through something challenging. We have the opportunity to find out who we really are when things get difficult, when things get hard. Like, who are we? Do we crumble? Or do we find a new dimension of inner strength and stand up to whatever is trying to pull us down? And so that's a masculine teaching on darkness and strength and all that. And I always teach what I'm learning, you know. And take this if it resonates. And maybe you're trying to learn something more in the feminine dimension. And like, it's not either or. It's just, like I said, what is this moment calling forward in your own being? And that's what we go with. And it's not one way or the other. It's like every moment has its own intelligence and its own information for us to learn from. So, hey, we got there. We did another video, y'all. Thanks for being here. Like I said, lots of good stuff coming out on the Patreon. Love working with you guys one-on-one. It always feels like such a blessing and an honor. And your donations really help too. Yeah, maybe I'll go hit that rope swing up. Probably not. We'll see. Much love. Namaste.